Welcome back to This Day in Irish History. I'm your host, Raymond Welsh. Before we dive into today's story, if you'd like to explore other significant events that happened on this day in Irish history, visit thisdayirishhistory.com. The link is in the episode description. Now, let's journey back to May 4th, 1169, when a small group of Norman mercenaries landed at Baginbun Head in County Wexford, a moment that would alter the course of Irish history for centuries to come. The Anglo-Norman landing at Baginbun is often overshadowed by more famous events, but make no mistake, it was a seismic turning point. Led by Robert FitzStephen, a seasoned Norman knight, this was no vast invading army. The force consisted of roughly 400 soldiers, including 30 knights, 60 men-at-arms, and around 300 archers. Yet despite its modest size, this contingent marked the spearhead of a conquest that would dramatically reshape Ireland's political landscape. But why were these foreign warriors arriving on Irish shores in the first place? The answer lies with Diarmait Mac Murchada, the deposed King of Leinster. In 1166, Mac Murchada was ousted by a coalition of Irish rivals, led by the powerful High King Roedri Ua Conquebert. Exiled and desperate to regain his throne, Diarmait turned to King Henry II of England for help. With the English king's blessing, he recruited mercenaries from among the Norman lords in Wales, warriors eager for land and fortune. Chief among them was FitzStephen, who agreed to support Diarmait's cause in return for land grants in Ireland. When FitzStephen landed at Baginbun, it was both a military and symbolic act. Situated on a promontory just south of Fethard, Baginbun was a natural fortress, with sheer cliffs on three sides and a narrow land approach. The Normans quickly fortified the site and established a beachhead. Within weeks, they had launched attacks on nearby Norse-Irish settlements, capturing key strongholds and reasserting Diarmait's control over parts of Leinster. The arrival of these seasoned Norman fighters sent shockwaves through Irish society. The native kings and chieftains, though formidable in their own right, were largely unaccustomed to the Normans' siege tactics, chainmail armor, and disciplined cavalry formations. The invaders' efficiency in battle revealed a new kind of warfare, one that would eventually overwhelm the fractured political order of Gaelic Ireland. The phrase, "at Baginbun, Ireland was lost and won," speaks to the duality of this moment. For Diarmait, it was a win. His foreign allies helped him retake Leinster and re-establish his authority. But for Ireland as a whole, it marked the beginning of centuries of foreign intervention and control. What started as a private alliance between an exiled king and Norman knights quickly evolved into a broader conquest. In 1170, Strongbow, Richard de Clare, arrived with even more troops and married Diarmait's daughter, Aoife, effectively laying claim to Leinster. By 1171, King Henry II himself had landed in Ireland to assert royal authority over his increasingly ambitious vassals. The consequences of that modest landing at Baginbun were profound. Over the next few decades, the Normans carved up large swathes of Ireland, building castles, founding towns, and importing English law. Gaelic lords were pushed to the fringes, and a new Anglo-Norman elite took root. Although Gaelic resistance would continue for centuries, the balance of power had permanently shifted. Yet the story of Baginbun is not just one of conquest. It's a tale of political miscalculation, unintended consequences, and the fragile nature of sovereignty. Diarmait Mac Murchada sought to regain power, but in doing so, he opened the door to foreign domination. FitzStephen and his men came in search of land and glory, but their success invited greater English involvement, ultimately placing both the Normans and the Irish under the authority of the English crown. So, when we look back on May 4th, 1169, we see more than a military landing. We see the beginning of a long, complex, and often painful relationship between Ireland and England. The winds that first blew Norman sails toward the Irish coast would ripple through history for centuries to come. And thank you for joining me on this journey through Ireland's rich past. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Raymond Welsh. Slán go foil.